Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I am disappointed, but probably not in the way you think I am. So, just for kicks and giggles, I made my way over to Metacritic, not because it was trending on Twitter this morning, but because I know Last of Us 2 came out, and the world is so predictable these days. I knew it was going to get review bombed, and it has. As it stands right now, over 700, let's see, 7,850 or so negative reviews. That includes the ones where people didn't type anything. Now, I owned the first Last of Us game on PS4. I played it for a little while, and it's just not my style of game. Obviously, it had good graphics, probably a good story, even though I don't remember most of it. But it's just not my type of game. Of course, if you go by my channel these days, you'd probably say, well, Steve, your favorite games are 25 years old as I do this. No, but a friend of mine online pointed that out to me, but just so happens to be what I'm doing at the moment. Actually, my favorite game I've had the best experience with, as far as I can remember, is probably Skyrim. Close second would be Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's just my style. So anyway, if I had to review, well, first I'd have to purchase it because I didn't buy it. If I had to review Last of Us Part 2, I'm guessing I would not give it that great of a score just because it's just not my style of game. But I'm not going to review the game because I don't own it. Now, I have a hard time believing that all over 7,000 bad reviews on Metacritic are from people who actually own the game. And I know this has happened before. It's been going on for years. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game and its supposed politics, which I haven't really gotten into. I think they made a character from the first game homosexual, whatever. I don't care. Companies are doing things like this because they want attention or they want to fit into some diversity narrative or whatever. The bottom line is they just want money and they just want sales. There's some bigger companies that can get away with doing it just for the sake of doing it, but there's always some sort of financial motivation behind it. That's not me being against any of that. I think that's just how it is. But I think for me, this brings up something that's bothered me for years, and it's the fact that we're really still in the dark ages of the internet. People don't behave the same way in person that they do on the internet. Maybe they, and here's the thing, when you're typing, people don't know the context or the tone in which you're meaning to say something. And people try to convey it with emoticons and whatnot. But you just can't get that. So everything comes off a certain way online, and we have yet to master it. We're still in the dark ages. Some people choose to be jerks online because of the anonymity of the internet, and that's always the excuse. Well, the anonymity of the internet, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, I'm tired of that excuse. Sick to death of that excuse. If there's one thing that really gets me fired up, it's when people excuse bad behavior on the internet. Now look, I have a small channel. I don't really deal with trolls on my channel, but I've dealt with idiots online in forums for many years. And when people are being jerks on the internet and, saying what they're saying just because nobody can meet them face to face, they're usually young people in their teens or even their 20s who don't know any better. I'm 35 now, and I do things on the internet much differently than I did even 5 years ago. I bring up Review Tech, Rich at Review Tech all the time, and he's gone through a bit of a transformation over at least the last year, maybe more, about how he deals with people on his channel. And I know I'm probably going to get some heat for this, maybe some dislikes on the video, whatever, but I think the review bombing on Metacritic is a completely irrational and juvenile thing to do because it's covering up valid and legitimate criticism of the game. I've seen people have legitimate criticism. But there's just been complete and utter overreaction online to all of this. Even Alana Pierce, who was streaming the game, has decided to stop streaming the game because of some of the terrible messages. At least one message that she posted on her Twitter was awful, and probably got more than that. So if anybody watches this video, I don't care if you like The Last of Us 2 or not. It does not concern me. What concerns me is how we react to that and other things that happen on social media and how we deal with them. And if I can accomplish anything from this video, it's to get people to think about what they're doing online. Think about, is this what I really want to do? Does this make sense? Is this reasonable? Or am I just trying to be a sensationalist and say, well, you're either with us or you're against us. So anyway, that's my take on that. If you like The Last of Us 2, great. If you don't like it, well, try to let everyone else like it if they so choose. All right, that's it. I'm going to be streaming tonight. I'm trying to finish Super Mario 64 so I can move on to Turok. So hopefully, maybe I'll see some of you there. Take it easy.